So I was playing in a band called Caval. Two of the guys in the band had guitar pedals. I only had at that time, I think, a Sans amp and maybe a delay pedal. And that was it, and tuner. Pretty, and I wouldn't even say a purist, it was just more that I didn't know anything about effects. So again, the dudes in the band are playing these like Devi Ever pedals and, you know, whatever, Boss pedals and all that. And then my buddy Lucas has pedals on his board that don't really have much of anything. Well, what's that? How do you know what that does? Oh, this is, you know, something I built myself. Oh, you built that yourself? Yeah. Oh, my dad knows how to solder. Call up my dad. Dad, can you teach me how to solder? I've got a guitar. Well, yeah, I'm not that good, but yeah, I can teach you how to. Cool. So we spent a whole afternoon. We picked a tone stack, did all that stuff, populated, did the resistors, did the capacitors, did the transistors and the diodes, fired it up. After a little bit of tweaking with the power section, it worked, and I was in love. Started to contact some of my friends because I'm like, I want to build more. Shannon got to start painting. She went to school for fine arts and was in education. Now she can do a painting. Now we can do something together, and it was fun.
At first, when Ryan first started, he would get the kits, and at first it was just he was building them for himself and building them for a couple of his friends, and at first I thought it was just going to be like a little side hobby of his, and I really didn't think much of it. And then when we started looking at other pedals and we saw that other artists were hand painting them, it's like, well, I went to school for painting, I could do that. After trying it out, I realized, wow, this is something that I can do and I actually enjoy doing as well.
If you're gonna build guitar pedals, or you're gonna build guitars, whatever, you're doing it yourself. This is a DIY family company. The kids, Shannon, me, you know, we are making something from the ground up. I don't know where we're gonna be in a couple years. I feel like we've accomplished a lot, but there's still a lot more to go. I just don't know how we're gonna get there. Realistically, we're in the now. We're in the moment right now. You can see where it's gonna go, but we just have to make that jump, and it's really scary with a family involved. Mortgage, bills, insurance, food, clothing, happiness to see the kids be happy. I think that's our big overlapping piece of this, is giving the kids what they deserve, giving the whole American dream of you give your kids more than you have. When we started with the Gray Stash, that was the first foray into making something that, yeah, it was based on something else, but it's not that other thing. You get addicted to that. Building pedals is a black hole. We didn't dive in so hard that we were, you know, swamped on orders and everything else. We had the time to sit and learn and figure out where our mistakes were. Then moving into getting the confidence of understanding the Gray Stash circuit was, let me see what we can do with an old distortion circuit. Let's make the rat tail. Then you start with things like Ram the Man parts, which are original circuits. It's just been this like step from going from kits to modified clones to something brand new that has come out of nothing. It's over 6 years, like, to be able to do that and not have to feel rushed to do everything. It feels really special to do that.
Typically when Ryan will come up with the pedal idea of what he wants it to sound like and what he wants it to do, and then we kind of go back and forth to talk about what it is, like how we can relate that visually, so that way there's a connection. But we want to keep things kind of simple, something that's easily recognizable as well.
I live my life in 30, 60, 90-minute spurts. I'm never able to get into a groove of grinding out pedals, grinding out boards, because I do have to stop. I've got to stop to spend time with the kids. I gotta be present for them. I gotta be present for my wife, be present for myself, present for the family.
Again, because time is always an issue for us, with us working full-time jobs on top of this, we wanted another way for us to get something unique and get it done quickly. And the kids also wanted to paint because they see me painting on the pedals, so they started asking, like, hey, can I paint on there?
Whoa!
That's a lot of paint,
That's
Raven.
a big loop. company?
Yeah.
Fuzzrocious.
What I think Ryan does here is, first and foremost, is be a father. Ryan does, he envisions something in his head, as far as, creating a pedal or a certain tone or anything like that, and he builds it, and he'll work hard to get that done. What a cool job. The pedals are pretty inspirational to playing, to my playing. I haven't played them that much, but when I do play them, I automatically start hearing stuff in my head, and I want to create something off of the way that sounds. And that to me that's the most unique thing about the pedals is they're pretty inspirational.
It's really easy to forget where this all started, sitting in a room with my dad, with my son. That's a humble beginning.
We kind of did everything at once. We decided that we wanted to start a family. I decided I wanted to go back to grad school and get into teaching. We decided that we wanted to start the pedal company. And often we get asked that, why did you do everything at once? The best answer is we wanted to do it while we were young, and that way we could figure out what direction we wanted to go in. So we just kind of went gung-ho and did it all at once, and somehow we survived it, and it's worked out. Doing the pedals, I was able to get back to my roots and actually do, I don't want to say real art, but real art, I guess is the best way I could describe it.
I definitely miss playing in a band that tours, but I also know that struggle that they have too. This Fuzzrocious lets us still have that connection with a band. You get to be really influential because you're helping so many people. I mean, you pay for a pedal, you're helping my family, you're helping support my family, but also I'm helping you have something sweet for your rig. To be able to have something where someone actually wants to talk with you, yeah, it's nice to be able to work all together and have every, like I said, from the kids, from Shannon, from me, the computer, the social media, you at home with your gear, you on the road, we're all working together, and that's how it should be. It sucks when you hear about other companies that don't answer back their emails or tweet back. It's just all one-sided. You're just telling people what you're doing. No, how about you have a conversation, talk together. People want to be acknowledged for what they do. It feels good. So that's what we do. Shannon resigning from her teaching position, it's a mixed bag. From a business standpoint for Fuzzrocious, it's a huge win. But from a household, from a family standpoint, it's so scary. It's one of my biggest fears. I'm such a pessimist at times. It really scares me where we're going to be financially.
Well, now that I'm going to be working for Fuzzrocious full-time and I'm not going to be having my teaching position, I mean, that's definitely a lot less income that we'll have, but as long as we're still doing what we're doing, I mean, we've only been moving uphill with this, so I think as long as we can keep this momentum going and maybe pick up the speed a little bit more now, I think we'll be okay.
If pedals don't sell next month, if nothing sells in a month, which could happen potentially, what are we gonna do? But from the business standpoint, if we do it and we make it, we can live a comfortable, happy life. But dude, it's so scary. It's so scary.
It really is something that I never thought would happen. I thought I was gonna end up going to art school, getting stuff in maybe a few gallery spaces here and there, and being an art teacher. So the fact that this evolved into what it is, and I get to work with my family, and I get to work with my kids, and I get to work with people that I love is totally something unexpected and a very happy surprise. This definitely was a journey into a black hole that we can't get out of, but at the same time for me, I don't want to get out of it.
This is the first pedal that I built. The Green Stash. This thing is awesome. I mean, it's built like a tank. This is 6 years old. It's all beat up. Well loved. This is the first thing that I built with my dad. The circuit inside, the box itself came secondary. But yeah, this is where it all started. I mean, we talk about all this family stuff. I mean, this is a constant reminder every time that I step on it that this is the thing that got me started. It's not just resistors and capacitors and wires. As corny as it sounds, there's love in every single box. Never thought a guitar pedal would be something that would make me so happy, would be what my future is, would support a family. None of that. This hit me out of the blue. I am Ryan Ratajski. I'm a dad, a husband, and a teacher. I've fallen into an awesome black hole of pedal building. I've taken my family with me, and we couldn't be any happier.